So as we've said, you go to www.weebly.com, you have your username and password, you go in. And what you will be going in, you will see a panel which says your sites. Is that, yeah? Now, the website I have, and all your websites, I can actually go in any of the demo sites at the moment because it's Jignesh's account and he can, as he said, he will be able to manage, look at all your websites anyways. But if I go to, at the moment, if I go to MyHackney, just to show you what we're going to be getting into, that's the website at the moment. It has got this is the home page, and that title there, MyHackney, and then there is a navigation here, home, about, get involved, community groups, resorts, resources, forum, and further. You see there is a search button, and there are social media icons there. And if I go above them, there is a sub menu coming up, right? Now you are looking to create something similar for your own estates, and I think the plan is that it's going to get linked with this main portal website.
It's not complete at the moment. We are working on it. We've got the MyHackney logo as well, which is kind of more or less ready. So, and if anyone wants to, so for example, if you want to pass on to your residents this website, they will be able to navigate you to your individual website through this main website. So,
Like this one here would probably, I think they just named it as Clapton neighborhood and areas, and then at the moment we are saying it as TRA1, but that wouldn't be TRA1, that would be your individual, and they would be just gone into the, so I think this at the moment is also a working document till yours get into place, right? So and then, but these are navigation. So if I was there, I'm going to use the demo to make changes to this side, right? But you would be looking at your own sites and making changes to how they are. Now, if I look at this example and I go to the panel we landed up, this is where, like, you have your own site coming up, isn't it? And I have all the lists coming up, and I'm going to choose MyHackney, and this is what I want to work on. Is that right? So when you click on your site, you actually go into that site to be able to edit that. Yeah. So just going to say, that's where I go in. Now, this is your main area where you can actually make changes to your websites. Now, as you see, there are that's the menu you have at the top, and the main options are build, design, pages, store, and settings, right? These are your main options you're going to be working with while you're managing your website. Build takes you through each page. You can actually edit each page with the help of build. Design is an overall theme and the color scheme you want to apply for your website. Pages is your navigation. You want to decide what navigation do you want to have on your website is pages. And then store is if you want to embed an shopping element to your website. And settings, online shopping. You might want to sell tickets, you might want to sell, I mean, any kind of a store in that. Could be booking forms for things, or, it could be anything.
then Weebly is going to be restricted because
Okay.
the Weebly has got different packages.
Okay.
So to sell something like products and things, you have to buy the e-commerce package, which is a lot more expensive, and it's for the people who actually wants to sell things. Right.
So okay, that at the moment it is active on this one. I think on your sites it might not be active.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Settings is the settings for your website. Search engine, as we said, as he said, that you could do Google Analytics and all that. So there is a lot more to do in settings to make sure that your website is search engine optimized or better. So that's where the settings go in. But I think if I look at it currently, you would be mainly be working with build and pages. Because once you've set up a theme, that's done, and you can play around with colors later on, or You want to decide your colors. You've chosen once, that's it. And then you're not going to be going on that again. But build and pages are your main areas where you're going to work. So if I click on pages here, this shows me hackney.org's navigation. Is that right? And if I look at it, this is my main navigation, home, about, get involved. But then events and training and opportunities was a sub menu. Is that right? So if you look at that, indent will show you it's a sub menu. Can you know the indent here that it's gone in, that's what is showing that it's a sub level within any, right? I can easily move them up and down. I can actually, if I have made something and I'm not happy, I can actually click and drag where do you want them to be appearing, right? It's not that once done you won't be able to change it. You can actually reorder them by just clicking and dragging them wherever you want. You want to add another navigation option, you just click on add. Yeah, if you click on add, it tells me, it asks me questions, what kind of a page you want to add. Is it a standard page, is it a blog, is it a store page, or is it just an external link? Like for your websites you would be just doing an external links, you know, for your own websites you would be doing that. But here I can just go standard page. If I say standard page, it asks me what is the name you want to give to your page, right? One thumb rule, please avoid spaces. It's not your page title, it's just a page name, right? So you could choose, so just a page name. So I'm going to use test here. And at the moment, I could say hide page in navigation. Why? Because if you want to do a link, it's a vertical link on your website. It's not part of the main navigation, but it should be somewhere else. Then we say hide in navigation. Otherwise, every page you will make will be a part of your navigation, right? So you can choose what you layout do you want for your page. So you just select say, and is it public? They will not have logins with them.
No, we'll make it all public. It will be all public ones.
Okay. Okay. This actually, why this feature is there is that some websites have got login facility and the navigation changes based on whether people are logged in, you know, and not logged in. So the menu changes. So at the moment, you are going to set every page as public. But if you had that feature of logging in or restricting, or you had an access, then obviously this can be changed for a specific page, that when is it going to be available, right? But at the moment, I think your websites are going to have all public pages, so that's not relevant there.
So when you make any change on the site, it will automatically change on the website. Use text.
Yeah. No, you have published till you once you've published, but once you've published your page, then every change is instantaneous, right? So
And the changes are live. So, for example, if you edit something,
yeah, that's what I'm
the
saying.
changes are done in a live environment. Whereas there are other similar websites, like I think it's Wix, which is a similar model, but you make a change, then you save it.
Yeah.
Because just in case if you don't like it,
You don't have to
then you have an option to save it. Whereas here, you delete, for example, you have written a paragraph, you go back and delete something, you type up something, and as soon as it's saved basically in real time.
Right.
So whatever you have kind of deleted,
It's gone.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. This is what I said. There's no option for republishing. Does that make sense? Once published, it's live, and whatever changes you are making is just going to be there. So usually we do say that you should make a copy of your pages, you know.
Are you going to publish? You can go and edit any content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here, these are advanced settings. and a page title to pair in HTML. So that's your page title, and this is what I meant. It's like a file name and a page title. So page titles should have spaces, but I'll ask you to avoid having spaces onto your page name. And at the same time, please keep meaningful names like page 1, page 2. Don't do that because you're going to be struggling later on to see what's in what page. So just make sure that you have that. Page description here, you could describe in one line your page. And it's very important that you do that for accessibility. When I say accessibility, there could be people who are visually impaired and still seeing your page. They would probably have the speech recognition softwares or browsers on their machine, so they can't see what's there on, but this will be read out to them. So that's very important. But I don't want them to be lengthy. It's just like, a small sentence describing what this page is about. For example, if you had, let's say I had an estate which is in Hackney Downs, and it's comprises 100 houses, and so you could just say a page dedicated to Hackney Downs estate with 100 houses. So that's, so somebody knows what they are going into, what page are they going into, what is that.
So, for example, for us as a TRA, it might be like estate inspections or estate.
Yeah, or it could be something like, the page for meeting minutes where you're going to upload that. So then the description would be that
If you have a page like as meeting, you've said, or minutes of meeting, but then that page has got minutes of meeting for how long, and you could just say a collaboration of all the minutes of meeting since so and so that people so it just reads that out for them, right? And it is also, if somebody was searching, then minutes or meetings, that page is the first thing which will actually pick up. Keywords, again, keywords are no longer that important, but it's like tags, which you set up. So it's good to figure out 5 keywords or 6 keywords which describe what's going on in that page.
Is that just for search?
Search on the website by someone or by search engines as well. Yeah. So that's what you would be setting up in advanced settings, and that's how you just create a page. Does that? Yeah. So like if I have selected this layout and I'm saying visibility public, and I'm saying, and page title, I'm saying here training test, just to show you the difference. Does that? And I've said page name is test, but I've set the title as training test, right? And I'm going to say page description. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to see page description or read out because I don't have a browser to say that. But page description created by make sure your documents are spell checked. Right, so that's your page description, and my keywords according to this would be just test, page, and training, relevant to what it is. Is that, yeah? So once you've done that, you just do save. For the time being. Yeah. So now when I went to pages, where did I put test? It's just at the bottom, right? It's just at the bottom. Anything you add will just go in the bottom. You will have to actually reorder it. Where would you want to place it? So if I just click and drag it at, let's say, just after this, that goes. So if I'm going to go on build now, and that's where it is, because it's in community groups, right? So that's where it is. So you just have that page. This page is blank at the moment. It doesn't have anything. So it's not doing, it's just a blank page. Is that right? It's just a blank standard page. Now, there is this picture coming automatically, which is because the themes picked up, the theme which has been picked up for the website already has that image. But if you look on it, it just says edit image. I can change that image to whatever I like. I can just upload that image basically. So if I go to, this is where I said when you go to build, you will be able to click on what page you want to edit actually. So whatever you will click from here, that's the page you are editing. Does that, yeah? So are you all sure? Have you understood? You've just added a page with the help of pages, and you go to your build and you will actually see your site there itself, and from here only you choose which page you want to edit, click on it, and that's the page you're actually editing, right? So it's straightforward. um, Here, this is your options available to edit your page, and it has got four categories of these small tools, right? And what are those? Those are your text, your structure, your media, and any other thing you want to put on your web page. So what are those? Text, titles. I want to edit this. Yeah, that's, I am not going to do that.
No, no, it's fine, it's fine.
So I don't want this page title to be here. I can switch it off, and I can put a text or logo in that place. Um, I'm going to go back, and then here I want to draw or I want to write down text. You just drag that element on your page, and it allows you to write. Just type as you would do in Word, and that's your toolbar which you get in your Word document. Bold, italics, underline. You can set up your alignments. You want to create a link. So that's, yeah. So
May I ask a question, please?
yeah,
That image there, is that copyrighted?
it is copyrighted image.
Who owns the rights to that?
Weebly.
Oh,
Weebly.
I see. Okay.
Because that's their template we're using. But because you're not making this website outside Weebly, you will still be able to use it. Does that make sense?
Use this image?
You could use this image here because it belongs to Weebly and we are making our website through them, so it wouldn't be a problem. But if you are going to use another image, then you have, that's what I said, if you're going to use your own images, whichever images you are uploading, you'll have to be sure of the copyrighted for that.
Yeah, for example, if you go skiing holiday and take this picture and put it on your blog, and if Weebly finds out, they will, they'll probably drop you an email and say, this is a copyrighted image. With copyrighted image, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky. You might see two pictures on two different sorry, one picture on two different websites because they could have bought that picture from the same source.
Yeah.
So you may see some of the picture floating around. So if you go to one of these websites, stock photos, that's what
Yeah.
they are called. And if you go to the website, you pay them, you download the photo, and that picture you can use it in that particular dimension and whatever. And if somebody else might have done the same thing on the same, so for example, community events. There's a nice picture of a community event, and you like it, and somebody else in kind of other part of the country likes it as well. So both the website could have the same picture because both of them kind of
Have purchased that
bought it.
image. It's like buying a print, isn't it? So, but they have paid for it, so that's fine. They have that company or the stock images has the record who has bought that picture from them. But that once you buy it, then it's up to you how do you want to use it. You are not allowed to edit that image and use it. When you buy an image, you're supposed to just use it the way it is.
So I've been messing about with bringing up all these features to the below and darken and filter. Can you do any of that, or?
Yeah, you can.
You can, okay.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, you could. That's why your handout says that if you have an image, this has got a wonderful feature that you could use, a glow.
Right, okay.
There's so many elements within that feature. You can actually play around with the images a lot. But again, that's what I'm saying. If it's a copyrighted image, you have limited permissions. Doesn't make sense. But if it's your own images, it's up to you. Do what you want. So you, when you buy an image, you can actually ask for the permission to edit it as well. But that's called copyleft.
So
That's not called copyright. That's called copyleft. Sorry. When we say, do you understand? It's like a legal term. If somebody has got a picture, because it's a copyrighted image, he's paid the price for it, but they're not allowed to edit that image to make their own. But you are saying, oh, I want to purchase that image, but I have a wonderful idea, and this is what I want to do with that image. I want to add something. Now that is that you're taking permission to change it, and then you will not later on say a copyright for that. You will actually say copy left for that image, that there was an original image which I modified and I am using it. Does that, so, right? So but this is your text box. You could create a list, testing for training, and we could buy images, click our own, edit them. So I just want to make this as a list. Here it goes. So your bullet points. Yeah, you could do your information as bullet points or numbers. Just change. I can highlight and just go bold as you would do in Word, right? But I've seen many websites where people forget this fundamentals. So that, they just have a big information, just paragraph there, without emphasizing the individual words and underlining relevant. I think where the areas you are working, you probably need to highlight those words. Like if you have, you're describing an estate and you are writing down, you're using adjectives to describe that estate or whatever. And I think you should be using either italics or bold to highlight few words which just stand out when somebody goes into that page, picks up that, words quickly enough to see what are you trying to tell about that estate. Yeah. So that's your page. Do you want to try this much on your websites? I want to stop, because if I just go on and then, yeah? Okay. So I'm going to stop here and then let you do it. Let you just